Ever feel like those traditional productivity hacks just don't quite connect, like really connect with reality? You set up that perfect time block schedule, right? But then one unexpected meeting pops up, maybe one urgent email, and poof, it all just kind of crumbles.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking your stack of insights, all those articles, your research, even your own notes, and we're unpacking a really fascinating perspective on productivity. It's a deep dive suggesting the secret isn't just, more discipline or forcing ourselves into these super rigid routines. It's actually about intelligent automation. We've got a rich collection of ideas here showing us pretty clearly why those traditional methods often fall short for so many of us. Then we're going to explore a core set of AI tools that, when you use them strategically, can genuinely transform not just how you work, but maybe even how you earn.
Absolutely. We're talking about building what really amounts to your own personal digital command center. We'll dive into how these specific tools connect together, how they can actually automate your, money-making streams. And yeah, we won't shy away from the maybe not so glamorous dark side of automation either. Think of it like stacking these really sophisticated Lego blocks of data, right? Creating something way bigger and more powerful than just the individual pieces.
Okay, so let's unpack this first big idea from your sources. Many of us, and I'd include myself here, have enthusiastically tried those popular productivity hacks. The ones, things like the Pomodoro technique or maybe a really rigid morning routine, all planned out meticulously. But the material you've shared argues pretty convincingly that these methods, they often just fall flat in the real world. Why is that? What's the fundamental flaw they point to?
Exactly. It's almost like they're asking us to be, well, perfectly calibrated robots, aren't they? Wake up at 5 a.m. sharp, meditate for exactly 20 minutes, journal 3 pages, then hit the gym, all before the world even wakes up. I mean, it sounds incredible on paper. It really does. A dream of peak human performance. But then real life just kind of intervenes, doesn't it? A kid wakes up sick, or an urgent client email lands at 6 a.m. Maybe that morning meeting runs way over, and suddenly you're not a robot anymore. You're just wonderfully, unpredictably human.
And that's the core problem our sources illuminate so well, I think. These traditional methods try to force us, our complex human selves, into this unyielding, really rigid framework. They're constantly fighting against our natural tendencies, things like getting distracted, unexpected fatigue, or even just our interests changing day to day. They almost set us up for failure by demanding a kind of consistency that's simply not our default state.
Right. So instead of constantly battling ourselves, instead of feeling guilty when we inevitably fail these systems, the philosophy in your material suggests a pretty profound shift. Leverage technology, specifically AI automation. It's about building systems that can essentially run themselves, acting as a sort of buffer for our human inconsistencies. Imagine a system, once you get it set up right, handling maybe upwards of 70% of your daily repeatable tasks. That's pretty wild, isn't it? It's not about working harder. It's truly about building smarter systems.
And the promise here is quite compelling. It's not just about getting more free time, although, let's be honest, that's a huge benefit. It points towards significantly less stress and, perhaps most interestingly, totally new income opportunities. Our sources suggest that something that used to feel like a really daunting side hustle, or maybe that ambitious goal of scaling a business to thousands of dollars a month, suddenly becomes genuinely achievable, even for a single, focused person.
Okay, so boiling it down, the main takeaway about why traditional productivity systems often disappoint us.
Well, simply put, they demand a robotic consistency that fundamentally goes against our unpredictable, wonderfully human nature.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me, and I think for you too. Your sources dive into how you actually build this automated empire. And the surprising thing is you don't need a gazillion complicated bespoke tools. Not at all. They point to a surprisingly concise core toolkit, really designed to work together seamlessly, almost like an orchestra.
First up, Notion.
Mm-hmm.
And we should think of it not just as like a note-taking app, but really as your second brain. Maybe the central nervous system, or perhaps the ultimate operating system for your entire life and work. Every idea, every project note, client details, workflows, it all lives there. Interconnected, easy to find. It becomes that single source of truth for, well, everything you do.
Yeah, and when you add Notion AI into the mix, that second brain gets a massive upgrade. Seriously. This intelligent layer, it can summarize your meeting notes automatically. It can pull out action items from these incredibly long documents, and it can even intelligently categorize information without you having to lift a finger for manual tagging. It's amazing. It basically takes your raw data and instantly makes it usable, actionable.
Then, acting as the the nervous system connecting everything, there's Zapier. This tool is pretty incredible because it lets you create these powerful automation chains, they call them zaps, between literally thousands of different apps. And the key is you can do all this without needing to write a single line of code. It really democratizes these complex integrations.
It's the ultimate if this, then that for your entire digital world. Like, picture this. A new client fills out a form on your website. That's the trigger, right? Zapier can then instantly create a new client entry right in Notion, automatically add them to your email nurture sequence, and it can even ping your team's Slack channel with a little welcome message, all happening in seconds, totally consistent, and you never have to remember to do it manually. It's pretty slick, yeah.
Now, for really deep research and comprehensive analysis, our sources highlight Claude. That's the AI assistant from Anthropic. It's apparently fantastic for understanding complex contexts, for synthesizing large amounts of information, especially with its impressive large context window, which just means it can handle and make sense of really long documents or complex conversations without losing the thread, without losing nuance.
Totally. Need market research. You can literally upload entire reports, ask Claude to summarize the key trends, find gaps, maybe even suggest strategic opportunities. Building a new strategy. Okay, it'll break down these complex problems into actionable step-by-step parts. Drafting professional documents. Claude keeps that sophisticated, articulate tone. Whoa. Just imagine scaling that kind of research power, effectively running like a billion queries in moments without the human effort. That really is a moment of wonder right there. Seriously.
And then, of course, we have ChatGPT from OpenAI. This one really feels like the engine room for a lot of these automated systems, doesn't it? Our sources paint it as the ultimate content creation machine. It's versatile, incredibly fast, and surprisingly creative across just a huge range of topics and formats.
Oh, yeah. Daily emails, social media posts, compelling product descriptions. You could even map out full-blown content campaigns for a new launch. It's like having a content factory right at your fingertips. But, and this is crucial, your sources really hammer this home. Garbage in, garbage out.
Right.
The quality of your prompts, like your precise instructions to the AI, it isn't just important, it's probably the single biggest thing separating mediocre output from truly transformative AI results. Honestly, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes, or my AI outputs start to wander off if I'm not super precise. It's a real thing.
It takes practice. And finally, for anyone trying to build trust and credibility online, which is everyone, really, especially with so much misinformation floating around, your sources strongly recommend Perplexity AI. This is an AI-powered search engine with a really critical feature. It always cites its sources directly.
Exactly. So before you hit publish on that article packed with stats, or before you share some compelling claim, you can just ask Perplexity to verify it. It gives you direct links right back to the original sources, gives you confidence, helps you avoid those dreaded fake news accusations. It's a powerful tool for, intellectual honesty.
Okay, so when we look at these 5 core tools together, Notion, Notion AI, Zapier, Claude, ChatGPT, and Perplexity AI, what's the fundamental power they give you? How do they help manage information and tasks?
Well, they integrate almost seamlessly, acting as your brain, your tireless digital butler, your expert researcher, your creative content generator, and your vigilant fact checker all working together.
Okay, so moving beyond just managing information, your sources point out a really critical mistake many people make when they first start playing with automation. They automate the trivial stuff, maybe sorting emails or backing up photos, but they kind of neglect their most critical income-generating streams. And this deep dive says that's fundamentally backward thinking.
Right.
If you want to really transform your work and your income, you have to prioritize automating where the money actually flows.
Yeah, absolutely. Focus on the revenue first. That makes so much sense. And your material outlines several key areas where automation can dramatically boost your bottom line.
First step. Automated email sequences. This is a classic, but for a good reason. You set them up once, craft the messages carefully, and they can just run forever, nurturing leads or welcoming new clients automatically. Tools like MailChimp or Beehive, when you connect them powerfully with Zapier, can trigger entire sequences based on specific things users do, like signing up for a newsletter or grabbing a lead magnet.
Right. Think about a consulting client. Maybe they sign up for an intro call. Zapier automatically enrolls them in, say, a 7-email sequence spread over the next month. These emails build trust, share value, gently pitch your services, all without you lifting a finger after that initial setup. That's genuinely working while you sleep, creating this consistent professional engagement experience.
Next area, social media management and scheduling. Consistency is just so vital for building any kind of brand presence online. We all know that. But posting daily across multiple platforms, it's incredibly time-consuming. It's often a major drain on creative energy, too.
Totally. So instead of that daily grind, imagine spending just one focused weekend session. Brainstorm your core content ideas in Notion, then use ChatGPT to help refine those posts, generate engaging captions, create variations maybe for LinkedIn versus Instagram versus X, then tools like Buffer or Afferent. Later, once they're connected to Zapier, schedule everything out for the optimal engagement times. Boom, done. Your social presence is basically handled for weeks, maybe months. Frees up so much mental space.
Customer support and lead filtering, another huge time sink. These can eat up an enormous amount of time and, frankly, mental energy, especially if you're running lean. Your sources strongly suggest implementing intelligent chatbots on your website for this.
Yeah, and a well-trained chatbot using platforms like Tidio or Intercom can genuinely answer upwards of 80% of common customer questions. Just offload that immediately. But here's where it gets really smart.
Yeah.
It can also pre-qualify leads. You can ask strategic questions about, say, budget or project scope or specific needs, so only the truly qualified high-potential prospects actually land in your inbox. It ensures you spend your valuable time on the conversations that really matter. It's pure genius for efficiency, really.
And finally, invoicing and payments. We shouldn't let payment tracking, chasing down overdue bills, or reconciling accounts become this constant headache. This is so ripe for automation.
Oh, absolutely. Use established platforms like Stripe or Gumroad for handling the payments. Then, connect them with Zapier to automatically send out invoices, dispatch polite reminders for overdue payments, update your revenue dashboards back in Notion. You can even have it calculate your estimated taxes owed in real time. It just creates seamless cash flow and frees you from so much administrative burden. It's fantastic.
So, pulling from all these examples, what would you say is the biggest mistake people make when they first start thinking about automation, according to the sources?
Well, basically, they automate the trivial tasks first instead of strategically prioritizing and automating their critical income-generating processes. They start at the wrong end. Okay, this is truly where the magic happens, I think, where your deep dive really shines a light on the potential for transformation. Using just one AI tool. That's helpful, sure, we've established that. But when these 5 tools, Notion, Zapier, Claude, ChatGPT, and Perplexity AI, actually work together as one unified system, it creates this revolutionary multiplier effect. It's not just about efficiency anymore, it's like a whole new way of operating.
And the sources you provided give us 2 incredibly clear examples of this multiplier effect in action. Let's look at digital products first, as that seems like a powerful way to leverage these tools.
Okay, imagine this workflow. You start by storing all your product ideas, your market research notes, maybe customer feedback, all directly within Notion, centralized. Then you leverage Perplexity AI and Claude to really research the market needs in depth, analyze what competitors are doing, and find that truly unique angle for your product. ChatGPT then helps you draft the entire product content, generate compelling sales page copy, and even craft a whole sequence of promotional emails for the launch.
Right, and you handle the actual sales through a platform like Gumroad. But here's where Zapier becomes the conductor. It automatically delivers the digital product to the customer the moment they buy. It adds them to a specific customer nurture email sequence. And it sends all the sales data, revenue, customer details, which product is selling best directly back into Notion for real-time analysis. It's a completely integrated, almost self-sustaining loop, from the initial idea all the way to recurring revenue and analysis.
And for consulting services, it's just as powerful, maybe even more direct. Your social media content, which is automatically created and scheduled using ChatGPT and Zapier, consistently brings in qualified leads over time. A smart chatbot on your website then pre-qualifies these leads, asks the right filtering questions, and funnels only the best fits directly into your Notion CRM system.
Okay, so when a proposal request comes in from one of those qualified leads, a zap is triggered automatically. It instantly pulls all the relevant client information straight from Notion, populates a personalized proposal template you've already set up, and Claude can even customize specific sections of that proposal to precisely fit the client's unique needs and pain points. So it feels really bespoke, not generic.
Exactly. And once that proposal is signed, the project begins. Tasks get auto-created in Notion, keeping everyone, maybe even the client, on track. And billing. The system can track hours or project milestones and automatically send out professional invoices via Stripe, ensures timely payments without you having to chase anything. This entire integrated system, our sources claim, makes generating something like $3,000 a month, and honestly well beyond that, incredibly well within reach, even for a solo operator. It's really about building an income-generating machine, not being the machine yourself.
So based on what we've just explored there, how does integrating these tools truly create significantly more value than just using them in isolation?
Well, they form this interconnected synergistic system, right? They automate entire workflows end to end from initial idea and lead generation all the way through sales, delivery, and even billing.
Okay. Now, for some real talk, the source material you've provided is refreshingly clear about this. This
Hmm.
entire system, as powerful as it sounds, is not a silver bullet, not by a long shot. There are very real problems, real challenges you need to be prepared for if you're actually going to implement this successfully. It's definitely not a magic switch you just flip.
Ah, yes, the truths no one tells you. Love this part. First up, AI dependency. What happens when ChatGPT or Claude goes down for an hour? Which happens. Your content creation can literally grind to a halt. Zapier has an unexpected hiccup. Your entire chain of automations breaks. Poof, you absolutely need to have backup plans. Things like pre-written templates, maybe manual fail-safes. It's about building resilience into the system, not just total reliance.
Hmm. There's also a significant initial learning curve. Let's be honest about that. Setting up all these integrations, learning how to craft truly effective prompts, designing efficient workflows. It takes time. Your sources suggest maybe 40, 60 hours up front. And many people, quite understandably, give up during this frustrating initial phase. They never quite reach the long-term payoff. It requires patience and persistence, definitely.
And be really mindful of over-automation. It's a genuine risk. You can automate so much that you inadvertently lose that crucial personal touch. Customers can absolutely tell when they're interacting solely with a robot.
Yeah.
And that can lead to a drop in engagement, a drop in trust, and ultimately lost loyalty. We are still humans serving other humans at the end of the day. That matters.
Yeah, finding that delicate balance between machine efficiency and genuine human warmth is absolutely critical, especially in areas like customer service or client communication or even just your social media presence. Automation should really amplify your authentic connection, not replace it entirely.
Also, get ready for constant system maintenance. This isn't a one-time setup. Tech platforms evolve, often rapidly. Features update constantly. Pricing models shift. Integrations can sometimes break without any warning. This automated system isn't a set-it-and-forget-it kind of deal. It needs regular tending, like a thriving digital garden. You've got to prune it, water it, adapt it as things change.
And with everyone, and I mean everyone, seemingly jumping on the AI automation train right now, our sources caution about increasing competition. It's inevitable. Standing out from the crowd is going to become harder. Your unique voice, the actual quality of your output, your personal brand, and your ability to adapt quickly will become even more important than ever before.
Finally, and this one's super important, data privacy and security. You are feeding potentially sensitive data into these AI models and all these interconnected platforms. You have to be incredibly cautious about client information, proprietary business secrets, any sensitive personal data. Always consider using enterprise-level plans or maybe APIs that have much clearer, more explicit privacy policies, especially when you're dealing with critical information. Don't ever compromise security just for convenience.
Okay, so thinking about actually implementing one of these powerful AI automation systems, what are the most important challenges that your sources make clear we need to be really acutely aware of?
Uh, the big ones seem to be AI dependency, that steep initial learning curve, the very real risk of losing the personal touch, and the constant need for vigilant system maintenance and really robust data security.
Okay, so what does this all truly mean for us? Wrapping things up, given everything we've explored in this deep dive. The big idea here, the really profound shift highlighted in your sources, is this pivot away from relying solely on, sheer human willpower and these rigid routines. It's about moving towards building intelligent, interconnected systems that actually work for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's about making technology compensate for our very human flaws or inconsistencies. It's not about striving to be some perfect robot. It's more about building a system that acts as a resilient buffer, something that allows you to be more creative, more strategic, and ultimately more human in your most valuable interactions, where it counts.
Your sources also give us that fantastic 30-day quick start roadmap. It's remarkably clear and practical. It says, begin by building your Notion foundation. Get that solid. Then create your very first Zaps to connect a couple of things. Learn to master AI communication with truly effective prompts. And finally, automate just one critical income stream to start. It's a very phased approach designed for actual success, not overwhelm.
And here's the brutal truth your deep dive emphasizes, right? Most people will hear all this, read about it, maybe get excited for a day, and ultimately they'll do nothing. They'll get stuck in analysis paralysis,
Yeah.
or they'll just fear that initial setup effort. But those few who are willing to do the unglamorous work, the testing, the debugging, the constant refinement, they're the ones who are really going to win in this new landscape. Success isn't about hitting perfection immediately. It's all about consistent iterative improvement over time.
So if you're feeling that spark of curiosity right now, that little urge to maybe transform your own work, here's something very practical to consider. Don't try to automate your entire world today. That's just way too daunting. Don't do that.
Yeah, just pick one small, repeatable task.
Sure.
Seriously small. Maybe it's something as simple as automatically saving your email receipts into a specific cloud folder. Done. Or perhaps it's reposting your best content from one platform to another automatically. Anything that saves you even just 30 minutes a week to start.
Build that one small automation this week. Just get it working. Then next week, find another small one, and another the week after that. 6 months from now, you'll look back and realize you haven't just saved a bit of time here and there. You've actually built a robust system. A system that creates value, maybe generates leads, perhaps even earns income for you, quietly and consistently, even while you sleep.
The tools are out there, they're accessible, the knowledge is largely available, especially through the kinds of resources you've gathered for this deep dive.
So the only real question left, the truly compelling one is, what's stopping you from automating your very first task today? Thanks for diving deep with us. Until next time.